I am Feel It.
And I am Fix It. And we talk about life.
And stuff and things.
With the occasional rant.
Which you will have no problem doing.
Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening. Good night. Whatever it is, wherever you are, we hope you're having a good one.
Absolutely. That's not bad for a take two.
That's not bad for a take two.
You still got the DJ vibe.
Yeah, that one I practiced. I gotta say.
I guess technically.
I have practiced that one. Used to answer the phone like that at 3 a.m.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which was always fun when it confused the ever-loving bejeezers out of customers. Because if they're calling it, 2, 3 a.m, it means bad things have happened. And then they hear the DJ voice.
Yeah, you pulled it off.
Yeah. Anyway, so here we are.
Here we are.
Well, first, quick apologies. We didn't put out an episode last week. It was it was kind of crazy. We are moving forward fairly quickly with buying and selling our home. So
selling this home and
buying a home and selling this home.
Yep.
And so there's been a lot of prep work and a lot of packing, and
it's exhausting.
It's tiring. It is very tiring. And last week we were just kind of
I was physically unwell.
Yeah, you weren't feeling too good.
The second worst physically unwell I've been after a long weekend of pushing myself.
Yeah, so we were busy and we were tired, and time just kind of, and then it was like, okay, you know what? Let's call it. We both need some sleep. We're not going to be coherent, which might be entertaining in and of itself, but
sure.
Yeah, we just weren't there, and so we let you guys down.
I wasn't speaking very much. I was just not well.
Nope. But here we are. We're back.
We're back.
And it's still been another week of... in this last week has been tidying and straightening and, taking out nail holes and filling them in and touch-up painting and...
All the little things.
All the little things. The little minuscule things that just seem to take forever. None of them are hard. They're just tedious. That was this week. That has been most of this week, off and on. Yeah. Thankfully, not a lot of snow removal. That's been a plus.
No, it's just incredibly cold.
Oh no,
like, treacherously, and this is the week prior then. So the last 2 weeks have been incredibly cold and dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of schools didn't have classes for many days, especially on the west side.
There was a lot of closed schools.
Yeah, just wild. I don't think there was a day that I didn't have icy, sliding around moments, at least, if not like the entire trip to my office. So, yeah, wild. Really wild.
It's
definitely a January.
Yeah, it was definitely January. Oh my gosh, was it January? And in that regard, honestly, I think your car could definitely benefit from dedicated snow tires. It seems to be a little bit susceptible to a little bit more susceptible. It's got decent tires on it, but just saying. I think that would help.
Yeah,
because one way or the other,
there's something going on.
This is where we live. This is.
There's just ice. It's very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
It got to the point where it's just like, okay, can we stop plowing so that we can all have some traction? But
Snow is more traction than ice. That is
The
definitely
blowing
the truth.
snow and hasn't quite been like this.
Oh, and we have for any viewers, I was going to say viewers, anybody that's listening in the southern states, and you're getting hammered with snow.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I feel we've got friends in Tennessee, and I got family in Kentucky, and they're not having a good time with it.
I feel for you.
It's like
Our realtor's
honestly,
trip was canceled twice, 2 weeks in a row from not being able to travel
it's like
in the weather.
I feel bad for you. I mean, like, at least I'm used to it, and we're equipped for it, and we've got the infrastructure in place, and you guys don't, and I kind of feel bad for that. It's like, but bundle up, stay warm, don't go out if you don't have to.
Yeah.
It is definitely cocoa weather. If it's that cold out, get yourself some cocoa and look out the window and just go, it's pretty and I'm warm inside.
It's
and
supposed to be a little bit more chill. Less snow, still quite cold, pun intended. Gonna be chill this week. I'm not really thinking.
Yep.
What can I say? I've also had a very long day.
It has been kind of a long day. Again, it's also kind of a little bit of a long week.
Our dog's freaking out.
Oh, yeah. She does not like change.
No.
Nope. She'll live. She will adapt. It'll be a road trip. She likes road trips.
We gotta figure out where we're going.
She likes visiting stuff. So, she'll have a good time. She'll just be really confused as to why we're not leaving.
Actually, there's something else we should address now that we will be... I'm not sure that we will have time to pre-record. If we do go forward with having a weekend-long, we call it like open house, right? Where people can just come. Will not be home. So that's a very high possibility. And I don't know if we'd have time to pre-record before that. And I don't know the time frame exactly that we're going to be looking at.
There's still a lot of...
So we may not be recording next weekend.
Yeah, we still have a lot of unknowns currently. I mean, we're waiting on hearing back from the mortgage guy, and we've got our realtor looking at stuff, and we've got some things that we would like to do and how we would like to proceed, but some of that's we won't find out the specifics of the numbers we're working with until a couple of days, I think it was.
It could be tomorrow, but most certainly by Tuesday would be nice.
So, I mean, there's all of that, so...
We apologize now if we are unable to provide you an episode for next week.
Yeah, we'll do what we can, and if it isn't there, just know, our lives are moving forward, and we haven't forgotten about you.
No, not at all. We just think it would be easier to be not home for a few days and just let people come and go than us come back and re-clean and all the things and leave again. Because where are we going to go all day long with the dog anyway? We're going to have to find somewhere to go for a night or two. So we will figure out those details. I know. This is just conversation we've had in the last few hours, so it's not like we've had an opportunity to really let us that in.
No. We will figure it out.
We'll
drive forward and
we'll figure it out.
Yep. Still not fun.
I'm at peace. I'm exhausted, but I'm at peace. No, fun is not a word I would use.
Nope.
It's funny though how you went upon it all off on it's just me. Like you've been thrilled with some of the things that we've been dealing with here.
I'm just...
The pace is what it is. When you find a house you like, which we did, you can't say it's going to be there in a few months. So you move, you do the things, and that's what we're doing.
Very true. Well, and but the impetus on us leaving, it's like I am fine. You're not. Like, okay, I am not opposed. I am not. It's not like I live here. I'm not attached to here. Like, okay, you know what? You've got valid reasons for wanting to go. Okay, all right.
Let's go.
I'm not super enthused, but here I'm going to back you up. Let's do this. Really. Let's make it happen.
We are not.
So this is not the kind of process that I get enthusiastic about. There's no good. There's no good time. I'll do the work. I'll do what I gotta. It's just there's no enjoyment in this aspect of it.
No, not really.
Breaking in a new place could be fun.
Sure.
Yeah, just saying.
One more time.
Yep.
One more time. But if it's not this particular one we're looking at, then we got to look around.
Yep.
And that's okay.
Yeah, moving again is next time again is going to require a court order.
Yes, you've made that very clear, and this time I will actually go along with that.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Interesting how you made the comment earlier about all the things you can live without.
Like,
really? Then why do we own them?
Just because I can.
Because we don't need to.
I can get by with very little. Doesn't mean I'm going to enjoy 1 second of it. It just means that I can.
Pod's not a sponsor is amazing.
Yeah. If their pricing was a little more consistent, that would be nice too.
Great.
Yeah. Should not have a 75% difference between what you're quoted online and what they actually bill you. That should not be a thing. Just saying.
Yeah, that was kind of annoying.
But I will say, it is, compared to a regular storage unit, it is way more convenient.
Yeah, very much.
Just walk out the garage, put it where it needs to be.
Very much.
Walk back in the house. Just sure beats loading up the car, taking a load over, figuring out how to stuff that, and then coming back home and loading up the car. Like over and over. No, sorry. We did that.
We did.
I don't want to do that again.
It was a lot.
It was a lot. Holy crap, was it a lot. But yeah.
It's just been one day at a time. One week at a time.
Yup.
Yeah. So if next
True
weekend
enough.
we are able to pull off having like an open house. Is that still called an open house? I don't know. Like days long open house.
Sure.
That's fine.
I would think so, yeah.
That's the hope. So let's hope. Let's hope it's fruitful.
Yes, most definitely do hope that is the case. Yeah, it would really bite to go through all of this and have it not be.
And be told that your home can only sell as a 3-bedroom instead of a 4-bedroom. Oh, so sorry. Local regulations and expectations have changed. We do not, because it doesn't have an egress window. It only has the closet and has clearly always been used as a bedroom. But, that was not fun because that dropped the value.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a fun conversation, but we just gotta hope it'll all work out. That's what we're doing right now. So, as I alluded a few weeks ago, and I know more has transpired since, but with all the things happening in the nation, it's a lot. I've paid attention to an extent. I've had a lot of clients talk about different things, their own personal concerns, how it's affected their families, only in that it's causing more discourse and disagreement in general with their loved ones. But some have their own loved ones that are personally seeking some of these rallies. And it's just been wild. It's been very heated. It's been very, very negative. And I am not going to lie, it does wear. It does wear on me, right? And I had mentioned a few weeks ago, and it's been even more so since then. I don't know. It's interesting to try to, there is no avoiding it, right? You get a smartphone, these notifications are going to pop up.
Oh, constantly, yeah.
You can't just not watch the news nowadays and that be enough. You'd have to never look at your phone.
Mm-hmm.
You'd never have to have a conversation.
Yep.
You'd never have to go outside.
Mm-hmm.
Turn on the radio. It's everywhere. It's everywhere all the time. And it's difficult to remain neutral, though I do
Mm-hmm.
my best with it. I actually had a couple this last week that part of their issue of the week was him constantly watching the news and listening to what was going on and trying to tell her all these things she needed to be worried about. And that's just absolutely not how she thinks.
Mm-hmm.
She's just all, I want to just live my life and don't want to worry about all the things.
Well, yeah, and
Kind of hard to referee that, but they both have points.
sure. Well, and yeah, yeah. There's a balance to be had. There's currents of things, it's like overarching currents of activity that one must be aware of. Because the current kind of takes everything with it. The little splashes of the waves that are carrying it along in the current don't necessarily matter quite as much unless you're getting hit by it directly. Like if you focus on all of the little splashes, you could miss the overall current or get so caught up in the little splashes that you miss the tidal wave. It's like I tend to be way more lackadaisical about certain things. It's like I don't worry about stuff. I try to be aware, but I try not to worry about stuff. I don't worry about stuff. It's like I am aware of what's out there, and I'm aware of what affects me or what could affect me. For the most part, you never see everything coming.
It's true.
But if you can do something about it, you don't have to worry about it because you can do something about it. And if you can't do anything about it, there's no point in worrying about it because you're not doing it. Your worry isn't going to do anything about it because you can't. So why are you worried? Just prepare. That's how it's like either. Yeah, it's like I don't remember who said it. It's like there's no point in worrying because there's only two things that could happen. Either you can do something about it, in which case don't worry, or you can't do anything about it, in which case don't worry about it. There's always that little bit of concern of things. It's like the unknown is what actually.
You know what crossed my mind? If the government shuts down, we're trying to get a VA loan. That's what crossed my mind. That's what crossed my mind.
True enough.
Sorry.
True enough.
It's totally selfish. Had nothing to do with anything but.
You know what? And
man,
again,
come on now.
That's a little splash that affects you directly. And it's the overarching current affects a whole lot of things, but that's the little splash that hits you directly that you become aware of. Which, nothing wrong with that. It's the little splashes that hit us that we are most cognizant of. Doesn't necessarily mean you need to be that, you can't still see, despite the little splash, the big splashes that could be coming. Just don't, people are getting very fixated on very small eddy currents that have nothing to do with them, which you should be involved where you can be helpful. If there's something going on that you disagree with, there are things you can do and processes and procedures and activities that you can do to change that. If you don't like a law that's being enforced, standing in the street isn't going to help anybody. Not really. That's not going to change the underlying problem. You can get together and say, hey, we don't agree with this law. Great. But, getting in, let's just say, I think our current, I'm going to make this really little tiny because I don't want to cause huge feathers for anybody, ruffle anybody's feathers. Where my car is parked right now, I'm not legally authorized to park.
Some crap like that.
I can't park in the street this time of year because of snow plowing. Can't overnight. So I clear off between the sidewalk and the street, so I'm completely out of the road, so the plow can come by. It doesn't interfere with them. but that's the public easement, and you're not allowed to park there either. Either way, it's a ticket. That's dumb.
Oh, yeah.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
Now, I think that's dumb. Me going downtown with a group of like-minded individuals, blocking traffic and throwing things and spray painting stuff and I can park on my easement, stop being the jackbooted thugs and let me park in my own freaking yard, because I have to maintain it. I'm legally required to deal with it. If anything happens to it, it's on me. Why can't I park there? But that wouldn't actually do anything about it. Nothing wrong with getting together with like-minded individuals and making your voice heard. If I actually want that addressed, you have that. You don't go down, you don't go where people have, you don't block the cops that writing the ticket. You don't assault the cops that are writing the ticket. You don't kick out their taillights. You don't burn them. You don't throw stuff at them. You don't get in their face and scream at them for writing the ticket. They're enforcing the law that the government passed. And you're getting in their face is only going to lead to more problems. If you don't like the law, you go to the city council and go, hey, here's my 2 cents. This is all of these other people's 2 cents. We disagree with this law. Let's do something about it. And maybe they change it. Maybe they don't, but that's the process for dealing with the fundamental law.
Y'all need to Google Schoolhouse Rock, okay?
There's a time and a place. There's a fundamental right to protest. That fundamental right to protest doesn't supersede somebody else's fundamental right to disagree with you. And that fundamental right also doesn't give you the right to interfere with the lawful execution of law enforcement officers doing their job. The law is what the law is. If you don't like the law, get a hold of if it's a city, it's a county statute, city statute, whatever, you go to the authority that made the law and you tell them this is wrong, fix it. And you give them a reason to fix it. You get the votes, you get the people behind it, you can get the law changed. If it's stateside, if it's national, you deal with your congressmen, you deal with your senators, you deal with your state senate, you deal with the lawmakers that made the law, make them fix it. Causing grief for the people whose job it is to enforce the law, even though I don't like the law, if I get in his face and cause him problems, that makes me a criminal too. Okay, admittedly, the parking there, it's a civil statute, so it's just a fine. It's not a criminal statute, which, here's the money. Okay, here you go. It's basically how much does it cost to park here?
So stupid.
It is dumb. But, but without getting into the bigger issues, because I don't want to go there.
Nope. That's not what this
if you do disagree with a law, you have every fundamental right to disagree with that law and to state that you disagree with that law. But if how you're protesting isn't going to directly result in that law being addressed, then you're wasting your time. My 2 cents. Now, the people that write that law, and you go out in front of their job, which is, the Congress, go out in front of Congress, throw up your picket signs. This law is wrong. Let's fix it. But if you're going to go, I'm a very firm believer. If you've got a complaint, something's wrong, you better come with a solution. My 2 cents. Okay, this is wrong. Then what should we do?
But the solution is not to go insane and
no,
start harming one another. And
no, not at all.
But we're not going there.
No. There is a right way to go about things. If you just want to stir up trouble, you're doing a good job. If you actually want to change things, you're failing miserably.
It's crazy.
There's a way to do it. Now, for somebody here, where we are, to be so mentally wound up in the activities going on right there that it's causing them mental health issues or physical health issues.
Yeah, I've had a few. You
need to detach slightly. Again, it's like, there's a question of fundamental right and wrong, we can have that conversation. You can have that concern. You can disagree with a law, or you can disagree with how it's being implemented. But why are you absorbing it into yourself to the point where it's screwing you up? I don't necessarily agree with the law, certain laws as they stand, or how they're enacted and enforced. There's a lot of them that I disagree with.
A lot of local ones I disagree with.
I mean, there's bigger ones too. I think there's certain things that's a long conversation for another day, but there's certain things that are legal that shouldn't be, and things that are illegal that don't make any dang sense. And we're putting a whole lot of money into all of this stuff that doesn't need to be there. And when the opportunity arises for me to do something that would enact change in those areas, it's my responsibility as an adult, as a citizen, to do that. Or at least to make my opinion heard in a manner for which they are going to receive it. You do that by voting, you do that with dollars, you do that with, sometimes with picketing and with signage and writing campaigns and email campaigns and all that fun stuff. If you use violence against the government to get your point across, you will fail to get your point across every time. Every time. And even let's assume the government is wrong, 100% out and out wrong. Let's go with that assumption. The government machinery was intentionally designed to move super, super slow. It was made to create gridlock. All of the checks and balances, that's intentional gridlock. If you're expecting something to happen quickly, the government's wrong, even if the government learns that it's wrong and agrees that it's wrong, the mechanism is designed to take a really long time to address. So, metaphorically blowing crap up is not going to get an instantaneous improvement, but it will create an instantaneous destruction of the area around you. Again, metaphorically speaking. I'm not literal. Just
very
metaphorical.
Very metaphorical.
Very metaphorical. Be that what it is. I'm one of those people that I don't get why people get worked up quite so much. I think partially because I maintain a level of detachment from certain things, because I know it's like I can get very passionate and very worked up about certain things. And I do.
Yeah.
But I don't want to get to the point where that becomes a problem for the people around me. I'm an opinionated guy. I've always said I'm a very opinionated guy. And like everybody else that has an opinion, they believe that they're right. Because nobody thinks that they're wrong. If I learn that I'm wrong, then I update my opinion, and wow, I'm right again. That's how it works. That should be the goal. The problem is there's too many I'm never wrongs. And it doesn't matter what evidence you put in front of me. I don't care if it's 100. The evidence of reality 100% contradicts my opinion. I'm not changing. There's way too much of that. On both sides. Way too much of that.
It's a lot.
And, to bring it around to the individuals you're speaking of. One, I want to be I don't need it. I don't need to worry about this. It's not something I need to be concerned with. Maybe too much so. Let's forget about the currents going on completely, live in my own little bubble. Never a good idea. And the other is worrying about all of the eddy currents that could potentially bump into us at some point and disturb your little bubble, and you need to know about them and be as concerned about it as I am. One wants to, and so one is stressed out by being force-fed things they don't want, and the other is being stressed out by all the things that are out there that are going to have no effect on him whatsoever, and then is stressed out because this person that I care about doesn't actually care.
Yeah, there's some of that too.
So, I mean, there's all of that.
There's definitely some of that too.
And, yeah. See, that's a budding of personality styles. That's another, that you can do something with. The other stuff, maybe not so much, but, that you could, if they're both willing to learn. Like, you are way too wound up about all of this stuff, and 99% of it won't matter. You're not concerned about anything enough to really be you're not even paying attention to the 1% that does. Maybe you need to figure that out. What's your 1% and that you can care about, and figure that out. How you get there, I don't know. And then at the same time, it's like, you know what? Let's put it this way. Her job from now on is to keep you calm and grounded. And your job is to be aware of the dangers that are out there so that she can stay calm and grounded. You're wound up. She is your peace. Do you want to mess that up by getting her wound up too? So there is no peace.
I like that. I might steal that.
Go for it.
Thanks.
I mean, because
some could say that about us.
Sure. Well, and I think there is, especially in a marriage relationship, even when crap is going sideways, because life is always something is going sideways. It doesn't matter where you are, what's going on, or how good you have it, or how bad you have it. Stuff is going to go sideways at some point. It could be something as simple as I blew a tire a week or so ago.
Yeah.
Split this, like, out of the blue. So,
Yeah, about a week and a half ago.
That's a couple $100 I wasn't planning on. That's some inconvenience. That was me freezing my butt off, taking a tire off in a parking lot. Technically two, because I had to put it on the back and it was a front tire. It doesn't matter. Anyway, stuff happens. Some illness, cars breaking down, God forbid, fires, government shutdowns, 20 inches of snow in a weekend. Stuff happens. And you both need to be concerned about it. You both need, to your degree that it affects you and the other person. But at the same time, you need to be able to go, we're together, we're fine.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you know what? I'm stressed. I'm angry. This is ticking me off. Blah, 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 all of that. You've got your things. It's like, this is ticking me off and this is stressing me out. And I got this I got to worry about and this I'm dealing with. And we both need to be able to go, we both need a minute. Stop for a second. Breathe. Here's a hug. Nuzzle into his shoulder. Breathe. Let the stress go for a second. It's outside of this is our calm bubble. So you can take a deep breath. Reorient. Okay, I'm caught up. I'm breathing again. Heart rate's down. Okay, now what is it that I actually have to do? Because once the ball gets rolling, it sometimes seems out of control. And sometimes you just need to stop. And then you realize, like, oh, well, it's like, okay, all of those balls, the ball's rolling, and it's rolling all over you. It's like, well, it didn't need to be. Like, okay, now that I'm breathing again, oh, that's actually way smaller. It's like that's a 5-minute fix. It's less of it's frustrating and aggravating, or this is like, okay, there's 9 things going on. That's the one that actually matters. These other 8, skip it for now. We can breathe. You got to reprioritize. And sometimes that's what we're for. So give each other that space to breathe. Find that moment of peace in the chaos. And I think that is trying to remember how it was phrased and who said it. I read it recently, and was the true this is paraphrasing, but the true joy is found in your life not when you it's like when your prayers are answers for only sunny days, but when you learn to dance in the rain.
Yeah.
Like, stuff is going to happen. Good days, bad days. It's, can you learn to find that moment when it's raining? Like, there's things that you're going to have to stress about. Because they're stressful. If you're married and kids, job, life, in-laws, parents, siblings, cousins, neighbors, there's stuff to stress about. Can you find the joy in the middle of it anyway? Because it's there, usually. Sometimes you don't see it until after.
Often.
Often. Okay, this is semi-related.
Oh.
To that point, anyway. This is actually in a book. The concept popped into my head out of a book. Stephen R. Donaldson, as I recall. The Mirror of Her Dreams. Anyway, there's a visitor in this house, big family, like multi-generational family. There's kids running around at bath time and just chaos, noise and stories and everything just going on all at once. And throughout her entire life, noise was chaos and panic. And for the first time, this character realized that chaos can be comfort too. Like, this is a good chaos. It's energy and love and family and togetherness chaos. For me, that kind of popped up. This was a while ago. Our oldest had, well, actually, I think both of our kids had friends over, and it was just noisy. They were laughing and shouting and yelling and at each other and joking around and just having a good old time. And in that moment, there was an internal peace at that chaos. Because it's like, my home is the place where people feel comfortable to be themselves.
Yeah, we've had a few of those.
My girls feel comfortable enough to just be themselves. They're adults now that grew up learning how to behave. They know how to behave when they need to behave, but they were comfortable enough to be little chaos demons, in a manner of speaking, and their friends felt comfortable enough with us to just cut loose and be themselves and be loud and a little stupid as teenager, early 20 kids can be. And I think there's something to learning that just because it's chaotic doesn't mean it has to be bad.
That's fair. Yeah.
Not all chaos is to your detriment. Admittedly, there's something to be said for the peace after the chaos. Because even after all that was over and they all went to sleep and the house got quiet, it was like, But it was a good chaos.
Quiet.
Yes. It was good chaos. And I think there's definitely something to be said there too. Okay. So there is craziness in the world. There's a lot of strife that
very much
in many ways doesn't need to be strife.
No.
People have opinions, have beliefs, believe strongly. Don't be afraid of, your opinions aren't who you are. Your opinions are something you develop. And if it develops, it can change, and probably should. Muhammad Ali said, if you think this, I think it was Muhammad Ali anyway, he said, if you're thinking the same at 20 or 25 as you do at 50, you've wasted 25 years.
We should be growing into.
You should be growing.
Yes.
You should, and not to say that you won't have opinions for your entire life, but that But if something comes in and challenges them, that isn't an attack on you, that's giving you the opportunity to grow or to reinforce that opinion. Like, okay, all right, you think this, I think this. Why do you think this? This is why I think this. Why do you think this? And then you learn, and then maybe your opinion adjusts. It's a sign of maturity. It's a sign of growth and being an adult. But anyway.
There's a whole lot of not that going on.
There is a whole lot of not that going on. Which is unfortunate. That means there's a lot of people who are stuck in childhood. A lot of adults that are stuck in a childish mindset. Which is a shame.
I mean, I've come across that myself the last couple weeks, so.
Yeah, which, again, unfortunate.
Personally.
No. Yeah. Now, like with this couple you were speaking of, I mean, they've got other things going on. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, I mean, there's.
But I can get where she's coming from.
Sure.
Not everybody wants to know all the things.
Yeah, and some people are better off not knowing all the things because it's. Pardon me. There are times when it'd be very easy to get way too wrapped up in it.
Oh, for sure.
You know, and like I was saying earlier, it's like if there's something to be said for a individual to stand up and fight for what they believe is right. That's what you should do. There is, if you look throughout, like American history, the people that fought for the emancipation of the slaves, for instance, most of them didn't own slaves. They weren't slaves themselves. It wasn't something that specifically affected them. It was somebody else's eddy current. And they stood up and said, this is wrong. We need to end this. So that kind of stuff still happens. But it started off by people doing it the right way. They lobbied. They went to their states and lobbied their senators and their congressmen and their state legislature, and they went after the government. And then that that turned into something much bigger where force of arms was required. But you can't start there. And there's too many people that are starting at that point.
That's not the modern day notion.
No, but it's the way that works. And again, the process is designed to run slowly. So I think there is something to be said for standing up because you're in a position where you can to argue against injustice that you see elsewhere. That's a good thing. Being blind to the other perspectives, not so much. Because there's almost always another perspective. And if you can see it, you can better understand how to deal with it. And then going through proper channels to start the ball rolling. And it's only when the ball stops rolling that now we don't have any other choice. In all honesty, that hasn't happened in this country yet. There have almost always been some minor explosions with huge ripples. But the process was already started before that happened. So it wasn't like they were entirely... Those explosions weren't necessary for the most part. And they were never started, that I am aware of, by the people that really should have started them. If that makes any sense. It's more people making noise than making improvement. But that's completely...
It's all good.
It's all out there.
It's all good.
Yeah. But... Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Breathe. Ranting a little.
I mean, I'm letting you.
Yeah, I noticed.
Right when we started, I yawned, and I immediately felt the muscles. And I don't know all their names, mind you, but that run from about the middle of my face all the way down my neck, cramp. And that does not happen terribly often anymore, thank God.
Yeah, that sucks.
I thought, all right, this is not gonna go well if I'm about ready to start trying to talk for an hour.
Give or take. Yeah.
I have said words, but it hurts. I mean, it's sore. It feels like anything else would, that cramps in your body. Any muscle that does, it's sore,
mm-hmm.
and there's not a thing I can do about it. It's just a random, odd area to get cramps. I mean, I can't say I've ever met anybody that said, "Oh yeah, I get face and neck cramps too." But yeah, I'm tired. I have really, really pushed myself really hard every weekend, all weekend for the last month, and just you rest for the week and then turn around and do it again, and rest of the week and turn around and do it again, and I'm at my limit. I said yesterday I'm at my limit, and I meant that. I'm at my limit.
Yeah, we got another push for Tuesday?
Sort of, but not the same.
Not the same, no.
No. It's like
we're getting house
staging
pictures.
For photos.
Yeah, staging for photos. So we got another little push for that.
It's not like, getting on my hands and knees and cleaning and wiping and lifting heavy stuff and up and downstairs and up and downstairs, and
mm-hmm.
It's not like that. It's actually probably going to be a bigger pain in the butt to try to figure out how to house things even for an hour. But anyway,
mm-hmm.
I meant it. I'm at my limit, and I got Botox coming up, and I thought it was this week. I got it mixed up. I got it backwards in my head. It's not tomorrow. It's next Monday.
Okay.
So I got another week to go.
Good times. Good times.
But and hopefully I won't have the same nasty reaction this time that I did last time. But anyway.
Yeah.
I also am at a place where not only am I exhausted, but I have to tamp down my own passionate feelings, because this isn't the forum that I would have wanted, to. If you want to hear opinions about all this stuff, you can listen to other platforms. That's not what this is.
That's not what there's a reason why I try to be very generic. It's
but it is difficult, and I have no problem admitting that. Incredibly volatile situations across the nation, and there's a lot of people that are right here in Michigan, right in West Michigan, that are touched by it.
Yes.
And whether or not it's just, I'm not just saying like they have their own opinions, but like they know loved ones that have gone to some of these rallies or been arrested,
mm-hmm.
or their loved ones want to go to the rallies, and every major city is having something, including right here,
mm-hmm.
and a lot of turmoil, a lot of fighting.
Yeah.
Just like there was with COVID, it feels like COVID all over again in a lot of ways. So it's just a very, very hard time to be neutral. And I get paid. I don't get paid to have my opinion. I get paid to be neutral. And I know there are some clients I've had longer, and they know more well, especially if they happen to be my clients that have requested Christ-centered counseling, that I am more conservative.
Sure.
Most Christians are.
Sure. No,
but I can't be that when I'm sitting in that seat.
No, not at all. You have a role to fill.
So
and
it's really hard sometimes to hear somebody say like any woman that would have voted for Trump is just the biggest idiot ever, or whatever. I've heard a few nastier things than that.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
And think, okay, well, alrighty then. But that's your opinion.
That is you're entitled to your opinion.
So
My
I'm not even saying that any
Yeah.
of this is right or wrong, and the
No.
tragedy of loss and death and all that stuff. That's not
No.
even it.
No.
It's just how blown up this is.
Mhm.
And like with no end in sight.
No, not really, unfortunately.
Like what on
and
earth?
It doesn't matter what side if you're being irrational, it's never going to end well.
Okay, and now think about this for a second. If let's go here. If you think for a moment, right, that this whole thing is happening and it's become completely politicized, and then what happens in this trickle down thing, right? So then one side's against the other side, and then here we are at a budget vote, and there's still all this political turmoil and disagreement. So that now it's like a withholding thing, right? Well, we're gonna withhold this because you think that or did that or want that, and then it leads to then a potential shutdown. And then what happens to somebody like me, all the way down the pipe, that's trying to get a VA loan? It gets held up.
Yep.
So this ridiculousness does have an effect across so many levels.
And if that's where, like this one was in England specifically, the Just Stop Oil group made a lot of headlines. They're very famous. They blockaded highways. How is that going to affect your goal? Stopping people from just going, people going to work, going to the doctor, going home, going grocery shopping. How is your blocking traffic and making a 20-minute, little chore turn into a multi-hour expedition? How is that going to encourage anyone to decrease the use of oil? In fact, you've made them use more oil because they're sitting there in their car with it idling, not doing anything.
Absurd.
Now, if you take those same people and they go to a congressional hearing, and those same people air their voices to the people that can actually do something about it, that might affect the change that they want. If your protest doesn't directly affect the people that can affect the change you want, you're just hurting people that aren't involved. And that's where I have a problem. It's like you want to harass senators who are doing their job as senators to get your view in front of them. That's kind of how the system's supposed to be.
That's kind of how the system works.
I mean,
not in a way that like physically harms them.
No, not. And I'm not talking
because
that at all.
That's like
I'm talking
the total norm now.
I'm talking. Have that rally outside of their business office. Legally speaking, you go have that rally. Make sure they hear your voice. By all means. But if you're keeping people from doing their jobs, keeping people from living their lives, that have absolutely no control over the thing you're trying to affect, you're not the good guy. You're just not. You're literally, you are the bad guy in this situation. You might be doing it for a good reason. And I'm not saying I agree or disagree in this happenstance, but it's like I can appreciate their viewpoint and their fervor for their viewpoint, but their execution hurt people that weren't involved, hurt people that couldn't have a positive effect on what they're doing, and hurt people that had nothing to do with what they're fighting about, other than the fact that they're driving a car. Same kind of thing here. If you want to affect change about a law, for instance, let's go back to the parking thing. That's the city council. If you want to get a bunch of people together and show up at the city council meeting and have people lined up around the building waiting for their turn to complain about this law that needs to be undone?
Could you imagine if people cared about parking tickets the way they're caring about other stuff right now?
Sure. But I mean, that would at least have the possibility of getting the attention of the individuals that actually can have an effect on that. Now, if I take those same people over to Meijer and block the parking lot,
Which is a grocery store chain.
yes. So the people that are there can't get out, and the people that want to go there can't get in, and I scream about the parking about in our township over here. All I'm doing is hurting people. Yeah, I'm going to get heard, but I'm just creating chaos for people that have no effect whatsoever. All I'm doing is screaming. I'm a screaming child at that point. I'm a toddler having a temper tantrum in the grocery aisle. I'm not actually going to affect anything. I'm not going to make anything better. I'm just going to make noise. And I'm going to hurt the people around me for no benefit for anybody other than, hey, look at me. There's a lot of that kind of stuff going on. Like I said, you want to take these exact same people and these exact same kind of get-togethers and go up to your congressman's office and get in their face and tell them we need to change this law now. Admittedly, that's going to be a while. But that would actually potentially have the effect.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, like it's kind of like, kids. It's like kid wants to do something, going and pouting in the neighbor's yard isn't going to do a whole lot except get in the way, annoy the neighbor. If the kid actually wants something from us, they got to deal with us. I don't think it's fair that I have an 8 o'clock bedtime. Okay. Well, if you're going over to the neighbor's house and screaming at them about it and getting in their way and blocking their driveway and annoying them so they can't have peace in their own home, that's going to do zero effect, zero benefit. But if you come over to me and you start talking to me in a manner of which
makes
sense and plead your case, then there's a possibility something good can happen for you.
So,
just saying.
To have the doom and gloom in the things.
No.
We're completely admitting that we are not entirely prepared.
Nope, not at all.
And that was still on my heart, and I wanted to get that out there, and I think we've done it in a pretty vague way. We did pretty well.
Sure.
But so if anyone else listening to this does feel the same or not understand what we're talking about, let me just say, for anybody anywhere that doesn't know what we're talking about, because I know we have some out of country listeners.
Sure.
Look up what's happening in Minneapolis, Minnesota in the United States. And you'll understand. That is ground zero for what we are talking about. And then yes, other major cities around the nation, the United States, have started having different rallies and things, but the most and worst of it is still Minneapolis, Minnesota. So look that up. But on lighter notes, our oldest daughter, and again, for those who haven't listened before, she does have higher functioning autism. She has an interview this week, so we're glad for her for that. She hasn't had any positivity about that in a while, so that's good.
Well, and it is kind of her.
It's at a library.
It was like, I don't know, I was going to say dream job. It's like, no, there's sometimes
she
things,
loves it.
Some things just fit. And her in a library, that's like chocolate and peanut butter, man. That is like that. Those are two things that are designed to go together.
Yeah, she loves it.
Yeah.
And our youngest is still doing well.
Mm-hmm.
And they both have worked really hard to help us get ready to go. And I know our oldest she's struggling. She's had some emotional days, but doing well.
Yeah, change is not always our friend.
But yeah, we're just we're doing all right. Thank goodness, trying to survive the winter. There was a 100-car pileup 2 weeks ago tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first really rough weather day. Was Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
Mm-hmm.
And then this last Tuesday, there was a 30-car pileup
Mm-hmm.
On M6. So the first one on 196 west, which would have been just south of where you work.
Yep.
And then, I'm sorry, they call it west, but it was south.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one was east of us.
Yep.
So
Missed them both. Hoorah.
crazy weather. And
Yep.
hoping that calms down. Hoping it calms down everywhere around the nation that's getting hit.
Mm.
It is January, I know, but this is a different kind of
Well,
January.
it's February. It's February now.
Oh, sorry. It's
Yeah, it's
February
February
now.
now.
Oh,
Yeah.
my gosh. So, because we be watching Groundhog Day all day.
Yep.
A day early because I have to work tomorrow. So, but yeah. I mean, we just haven't had winter like this.
No, this is the first thing.
And,
This is
I don't ever.
This is the first winter that I will call winter since we've been down here. In all
2
honesty.
weeks solid where you couldn't drive without sliding all over the place. And just, ugh.
So I was like,
Not a fan.
It was a good time.
Hate it.
It was entertaining. But
we're all looking forward to some normalcy. I mean, I didn't really realize until we talked with the realtor, how fast things could go or what she expects to happen. So we'll see. But again, we apologize if we are not able to record and have anything up for you for next week. And that would be, what is the date? I don't know.
next week will be the 8th.
The 8th. Yeah, okay. The 7th and 8th. We apologize now, but it would be because we are not here.
Mm-hmm.
And we are booted from our home for a few days. And then we'll come back with something. That'd be Valentine's weekend, which I've told my Valentine's story. I wouldn't mind retelling it a little bit, but yeah. That has to do with grief and losing your mind and not feeling all lovey. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting just how time flies anyway. But
yeah, most certainly.
when you say
does.
that, when Valentine's is 2 weekends away,
Mm-hmm.
not that far.
Not far at all.
I believe a lot of schools would be on a midwinter break, which is the long weekend, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So once we're done with this, I need to send an email and figure out where we're going next weekend. So we'll see. Got some things to work out.
We will see.
But we appreciate all of your patience and your listening and your support.
Yep.
We are going to get
Most
back
definitely.
to having normal, real, topics and energy, I hope, and things, at least
Sure.
for a minute.
Yep. Well, and and I've said it before, and I still mean it. Like, if you agree, disagree, dislike, I would love to hear from you. So, please, by all means, feel it and fix it at gmail.com. Please, by all means. I would love to hear your 2 cents.
It's going to be interesting to see what people, the feedback we get when we show our house. When we got a soundboard and a soundproof wall and microphones and.
Yep.
Yeah. Well.
Yep. A little bit of that.
Anyway.
Yep. Good times.
Good times.
Good times.
Good times.
Yep.
So,
anyway, here we are.
Again, we appreciate you and stay safe, stay warm, and
Yes.
try to stay centered, grounded, calm.
Mm.
Don't keep the news on very long if you
No.
find your blood pressure going through the roof.
No.
And if you do watch the news, remember to also look at some positive stuff too.
Well, and it is good to know what's happening out there,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
but there's something to be said for only carrying the load that you can carry, and carrying it will benefit.
You gotta respect some boundaries and limits,
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And Sometimes you gotta, what you want to carry and what you should be carrying, not the same thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
You got a voice, use it properly, use it effectively. Don't just scream into the night. There's means, there's ways to be beneficial. And sometimes that beneficial is just help your neighbor. You can spend all of your energy being all ticked off about what's going on the other side of the country or the other side of the world. And if your neighbor needs help and you're ignoring him, your priorities are messed up.
Well said.
Just saying. There's the old adage that still rings true: charity begins at home. And sometimes your home is your neighborhood.
Yeah.
Can you help there?
Keep it
like
simple.
By all means, be aware of what's out there. Keep your eyes on what's out there. Help where you can help. But I guarantee there's somebody nearby that you can directly affect and make their life better. You only have so much time in this life, only so much energy. Spend it wisely. Just saying.
Well said.
Just saying. Anyway, so with all that being said, I'm Fix It.
I'm Feel It.
We hope you join us in the future.
Until next week.
Y'all have a great one.